Chapter 1: Arrival. The heavy clang of the gate broke the stillness, echoing through the cavernous halls of Ironwood Penitentiary. My heart raced as I stepped inside, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like a swarm of angry bees. I could hear distant shouts and the low rumble of guards barking orders. My past life faded into a blur of memories, laughter, freedom, and dreams now confined to solitary reverie behind these unyielding walls. The fear of the unknown loomed large, wrapping around me like a shroud. I was Marcus, a newcomer to this fortress of despair. As I was herded down the stark corridors, I stole glances at the faces of veteran inmates, each etched with stories of pain, survival, and perhaps even hope. I felt the weight of their gazes upon me, yet the isolation within that crowd was suffocating. This was just the beginning. I was determined to find my place in a world that felt completely alien. Chapter 2: The Orientation. The echo of heavy boots thumps against the concrete floor, marking the start of a new reality. As Marcus stands in the stark, fluorescent-lit hallway of Ironwood Penitentiary, the air is thick with the tension of countless unspoken fears. A guard stands imposingly at the front, his voice cutting through the silence as he details the stringent rules and harsh penalties for those who dare to defy them. Around Marcus, fellow inmates eye one another warily, each battle-worn gaze telling stories of survival. The sound of metal clinking and bodies shuffling is omnipresent, a reminder of the confinement each man faces. Welcomed into this strange fraternity, Marcus feels both a sense of belonging and an overwhelming sense of isolation. He clenches his fists, realizing that in this world, respect is earned through strength and loyalty. With each word from the guard, he grapples with the stark reality stretching before him. Adaptation is key for survival. Chapter 3: The Brotherhood. In the gritty confines of Ironwood, a profound sense of camaraderie begins to blossom for Marcus. As he navigates the harsh realities of prison life, he finds solace in his unexpected friendship with Jamal, a former gang leader turned mentor. The rec yard becomes their sanctuary, a place where time slows down, allowing laughter and shared stories to cut through the suffocating walls of confinement. Their bond deepens during simple moments, tossing a basketball, leaning against the chain-link fence, and trading life lessons. Jamal teaches Marcus about loyalty, respect, and the importance of supporting one another, even in a world that thrives on betrayal. Through their connection, Marcus discovers that brotherhood transcends the prison's hardened facade, offering a glimmer of hope in a bleak environment. As echoes of camaraderie fill the yard, he understands that strength lies not just in survival, but in the unity of those who walk the same narrow path. Chapter 4: The Art of Survival. In the dimly lit corners of Ironwood Penitentiary, Lila's vibrant talent emerges as a beacon of hope. Known for her extraordinary skill in painting, she transforms the stark gray walls into expressions of beauty and freedom. Marcus first encounters her during a group activity, where she effortlessly brings life to a canvas with a flourish of colors stark against the prison's monotony. Intrigued, he approaches her, seeking solace from his own discouragement. Together, they embark on a collaborative mural project, each brushstroke carrying weighty stories of confinement and longing. As they paint side by side, Marcus learns to articulate his pain and dreams through art, finding connection amidst chaos. Their shared laughter, quiet moments of reflection, and the delicate rhythm of brushes against canvas resonate in the air, weaving threads of friendship in this austere environment. In every hue and stroke, they discover that art is not merely an escape, it becomes a lifeline, their way of reclaiming autonomy in a world determined to strip it away. Chapter 5: The Daily Grind. The hum of fluorescent lights punctuates the monotonous rhythm of prison life. Each morning, the clanging of metal doors heralds the start of another day in Ironwood Penitentiary, where time feels both suspended and relentless. Marcus recounts the drone of daily routines, the orderly shuffle to the cafeteria, the smell of bland food, and the mechanical chant of guards calling roll. The sounds blend into a cacophony that creates an almost hypnotic sense of normalcy, yet it weighs heavily on him. As Marcus sits among his fellow inmates, he reflects on the biting reality of their existence, each man's hopes and regrets distilled into these mundane interactions. His thoughts drift to those outside, especially his daughter, whose laughter once filled his days. Each tick of the clock seems a reminder of the time lost, yet he clings to fleeting moments of connection that spark glimmers of hope amid the gray confines. Chapter 6. Letters from Outside. The moment the guard handed out the letters, a hush fell over the common room. Marcus held his breath, feeling the rough texture of the envelope against his palm. As he opened it, the faint scent of lavender seeped through, evoking memories of his daughter's laughter. His heart raced as he read her words, a mixture of longing and affection spilling onto the page. "Daddy, I miss you so much," she wrote. In the distance, the clatter of trays and chatter faded, leaving only the tremor in Marcus's voice as he read aloud. Each line was a reminder of what he was missing: school plays, birthday candles, and stolen hugs. Tears welled in his eyes, the weight of the walls around him pressing harder. In that moment, he realized that while he was trapped physically, the emotional ties of love could still flourish, urging him towards the path of redemption. Chapter 7. The Breaking Point. The heavy metal door slams shut behind the new inmate, Rico, sending a ripple of tension through the common area. His reputation as a volatile troublemaker precedes him, and the atmosphere grows electric with unease. Marcus watches closely as whispers circulate, eyes darting toward the newcomer. Anxiety hangs thick in the air. Conflicts are born from fear and misunderstanding. Rico's sharp tongue and defiant stance quickly attract attention, challenging the fragile peace Marcus and his friends have worked hard to establish. The sounds of laughter fade, replaced by hushed tones and the rustling of anxious bodies. Marcus wrestles with a moral dilemma: protect his newfound brotherhood or prioritize his own safety. As the day unfolds, confrontation seems inevitable. Distant echoes of shouts and chaos loom, underscoring the harsh reality of prison life. Marcus takes a deep breath, bracing for the storm ahead, knowing that decisions made in these moments can forever alter the trajectory of their lives. Chapter 8. The Consequences. The echoes of chaos linger long after the violence subsides. In the aftermath of the confrontation, triggered by the new inmate, Ironwood's atmosphere feels thick with tension. Marcus sits alone in his cell, the hum of fluorescent lights buzzing ominously overhead. As he reflects on what transpired, anger and guilt wrestle within him. He watches the other inmates, their faces marked by fear and uncertainty, and recognizes the psychological toll that survival exacts on each of them. In the communal area, hushed conversations swell and fade like waves crashing against a shore. Marcus hears snippets of stories, each one a reminder of the fragile balance that holds their lives together. The consequences of choices weigh heavy, camaraderie now laced with mistrust. As he grapples with the fallout, Marcus begins to realize that every decision shapes not only their destinies but the very essence of who they are becoming, a revelation that might redefine his own path to redemption. Chapter 9. The Road to Redemption. As the sun sets behind the high walls of Ironwood Penitentiary, the dim glow of the meeting room illuminates a circle of weary faces. Marcus sits among fellow inmates, their stories woven together in a tapestry of regret and resilience. Today marks the beginning of a rehabilitation program focused on embracing responsibility and fostering change. As the group shares their experiences, Marcus grapples with his past, the choices that led him here, and the weight of his actions. The room fills with confessions, and the air thickens with vulnerability. A fellow inmate speaks of lost opportunities, while another expresses a desire to reconnect with family. Each revelation stirs emotions in Marcus, igniting a flicker of hope within him. In this shared space, they find solace and strength, discovering that the road to redemption is not traveled alone. It's a journey of healing, reflection, and the possibility of a brighter future, even behind bars. Chapter 10. The Healing Power of Music. As the dim lights flicker over the common area, an unexpected sound starts to resonate, melodies wafting from the newly initiated music program. It draws the attention of inmates like moths to a flame. Marcus, initially hesitant, finds himself captivated by the rhythm and harmony that fill the space with a sense of connection and vitality. He observes as fellow inmates gather, transforming the stark room into a sanctuary of shared expression. Encouraged by Jamal, Marcus picks up a guitar, an instrument he hasn't touched since his youth. Strumming tentative chords, he feels barriers crumble between himself and those around him. The music becomes a vessel for their emotions: anger, loss, and humanity, allowing them to express what words often fail to convey. Collaborative performances emerge, uniting them in an unexpected camaraderie that transcends their pasts. In this moment, under the dim glow of prison lights, they discover the profound healing power of music, a balm for weary souls. Chapter 11. Facing the Past. In the dimly lit corner of Ironwood's common area, the air thick with unspoken truths, Marcus gears up for a confrontation that has haunted him since his arrival. It's time to face the past, the mistakes that led him here, and the regrets that cling to him like shadows. As he sits in a circle of fellow inmates, stories spill from their lips, raw and honest. One inmate, Carlos, recounts the fateful night that changed his life forever, forging a connection through shared vulnerability. Marcus listens, his heart pounding as he feels the weight of his own history. When it's his turn, he hesitates, then speaks candidly about his choices, the desperation that drove him, and the innocent lives impacted. The room is silent, absorbed in his confession. In this moment of honesty, Marcus realizes that confronting the past isn't about blame, but about understanding, both for himself and for those who share his journey behind bars. Chapter 12. Confronting Fear. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, Marcus sat alone in his cell, the shadows creeping in like ghosts of the past. Word had spread that his old rival, Derek, was being reintroduced into the yard. A storm of anxiety brewed within him. He could either plunge into the chaos of confrontation or seek a new path, one of peace. In the quiet of his mind, he replayed their history, the bitter rivalries, the violence that seemed inescapable. But this time felt different. He had changed. Amid the tension, he reflected on the lessons learned in rehabilitation, the stories shared in the support group where vulnerability had blossomed into strength. As Derek entered the yard, Marcus took a deep breath, grounding himself in the newfound courage he had cultivated. Rather than facing his rival with fists, he chose words, embracing the idea that true strength lies in the power to walk away and choose forgiveness over fear. The support system. In the dimly lit confines of Ironwood, a unique bond forms among inmates as they navigate the harsh realities of prison life. Marcus witnesses the power of solidarity as his fellow inmates come together, sharing stories of their pasts and the burdens they carry. One evening, in the bustling day room, a makeshift gathering occurs, with laughter and heartfelt conversations echoing off the concrete walls. Each inmate takes turns sharing their struggles and hopes, revealing vulnerabilities that bring them closer together. The warmth of camaraderie serves as a lifeline in the unforgiving environment. Marcus, inspired by this support, opens up about his regrets and dreams, finding strength in their collective resilience. As the sounds of their voices mingle, Marcus realizes that in a place designed to isolate, they have formed a community that uplifts one another, reminding him that even behind bars, humanity can flourish.